On the IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm at the Europa Hotel in Belfast today for the Ryan Bennett press conference for his world title fight against Lee Haskins. With me, I've got Ryan Bennett's trainer, Mr. Adam Booth. How are you?
I'm good, and I'm really impressed with how slick and smooth your introduction was. That ruins Coogan and James. Their time has passed.
Oh, see, the future, just like Ryan. See, Belfast boy,
there you go.
Dagenham boy, even though you just slagged us right off. I'm not gonna, I won't forget that. Adam, big fight for Ryan. Obviously, you might have him the favourite, some might have him the underdog. A tough task ahead.
I don't care about favourites and underdogs, I care about reality. And the reality is that Lee Haskins can pose problems for Ryan that Ryan hasn't seen as a fighter and as a professional fighter yet. But I believe that if I look at the best of what Lee Haskins has, that Ryan Burnett has an answer for it. Because I believe that, it's now, the challenge is now for Ryan to get in there on fight night under the spotlights, push aside all hopes and desires of championships and stuff like that, and just deal with every moment of every round and deal with every challenge that and question that Lee Haskins can ask, and I'm confident that he can.
Jamie Sanaga is probably the only person on that table that really wanted to go in and say something, and I think it's because probably a build-up of his man not getting a lot of chances, but now he's sort of reaping the rewards. And how much do you think that age will play a part? Because that's what you spoke about a lot.
I don't think about that. Just look at the fight. I'm a firm believer that you should never go into a fight relying on somebody else's weaknesses or relying on the other fighter not being able to do certain things. Because if you do that, it kind of shows a bit of insecurity about yourself, that you're half relying on them not being able to do something for you to get the victory, or for them to be a little bit too old so they can't sustain the pace. Don't look at fights like that. What I look at is what the other guy does well. Look at it and make it even better in my mind's eye, and start to prepare for that. Deal with what they do well. Prepare for what they do well, because if they have weaknesses, they will show out naturally. If you rely on the weaknesses, you get caught out.
Obviously on the weekend we see a sort of a man versus boy situation. The biggest box office event of
ever.
Ever, actually, yeah, ever. I was about to say the year, but it's ever. Klitschko versus Joshua. Joshua victorious. I know with your boy Josh Kelly was meant to be on the card, was he? But got bang out of order. That was.
Well, he wasn't. I looked at the time frame, realised that there wasn't enough time to get all those fights. I had a chat with Eddie, and he's fighting on May 13th up in Birmingham.
Oh,
so we just carried on with his training.
But what did you make of the main event?
Brilliant. What great spectacle. Fight lived up to the hype, and the fight lived up to the event. I thought that Vlad boxed out of his skin. He was in incredible condition for a 41-year-old man. Proved that he could turn back the clock. I thought his legs were magnificent, and the way he controlled the distance. I think he befuddled Anthony and had him confused, and Anthony dropped him in the fifth. Looked like he just got a grip of it, and then Vlad turned it on its head and had his, like, AJ had the chance to end the fight in the fifth. Vlad had a chance to end the fight in the sixth and seventh, and I think the eighth, until eventually I think he blew his opportunity, and then youth, determination, big balls and a right uppercut won the fight for Joshua.
That right uppercut is one of them ones where you watch it and you could feel it yourself. I mean,
that right uppercut won in the fight against Dillian White, and it turned the fight against Vlad. You know, you can see that he's got sequences that he works on. He lets his hands go, and that right uppercut was a weapon.
On the undercard, Luke Campbell, Scott Quigg, both got good wins. Luke Campbell's next fight is meant to be Jorge Linares. Do you think it's a bit too soon for him to do that as well?
Time will tell. I mean, again, I try not to live by this, is it too soon? British boxing is thriving at the moment. It's bigger than I can ever remember it being, which means that because British boxing is so popular, the TV support from Sky, from BT, from BoxNation, from ITV, from Channel 5, there's so much interest that boxing has become the mainstream sport that it deserves to be. And with that come with the opportunities for the fighters. So these young fighters are getting opportunities that historically they might not have got. And classic example today, Ryan Bennett is getting a challenge after 16 pro fights against Lee Haskins. And Luke Campbell, even having had a loss against Mendy, is getting a shot at Jorge Linares, because these fighters are getting opportunities. Now, Luke Campbell was an Olympic gold medalist with a few professional fights behind his belt now, so he's got to step up to the plate. It's a massive ask. I mean, Linares is one slick operator, But it's not a question of whether it's too early or not too early for Luke Campbell. It's a question of who's the better fighter.
You said that boxing's on the up, and with the up, you've taken a bigger stable of fighters than you usually would. Quite a few boys there now.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm doing this. I've kind of lost it. I'm trying to arrange sparring and stuff like that. I'm used to like 1, 2, maximum 3 fighters, which is easy to manage.
How many you got now?
Got 9, 8, something like that. I can't remember. It's like a revolving door.
Jesus.
But I've got to say that every day I wake up, I'm excited to go to the gym. I look forward to my job. I love boxing. Being a coach is the most satisfying thing because you really get to satisfy your love for a sport. And I'm happy.
I know that a lot of the boys drive from miles and miles out just to come train with you. Does that, in your mind, make you know that you're a good coach? Does that make you know that people want to be with you?
No. I just do what I like doing. I do what I think. I do it how I think it should be done, just like everyone does, right? No one does a job and thinks they're bad at it. You don't get a dentist saying, "Yeah, come and see me for your teeth because I'm crap at dentistry." Everyone thinks they're doing it right, and because everyone thinks they're doing it right, it creates this competition and the satisfaction of competition. And as a coach, you have a competitive edge, and I just enjoy. I love boxing and I enjoy competition.
Obviously, Billy Joe's out in Marbella at the moment with Mr. Tyson Fury. Have you seen what they're up to? Their antics out there?
Fat camp. I don't know. They're doing a lot of
singing and dancing,
weight shredding, running, a bit of sunshine. He's got a few weeks out there to prepare himself to come back and get stuck into training camp.
Tyson Fury, he's a man that he's like Marmite. People will love him or hate him, and it's usually people that love Joshua that hate him. But that fight with Joshua, can it happen? Will it happen?
I think that's more so at this stage dependent on Tyson. If it does happen, it will be immense. I mean, sport is entertainment, right? Boxing is entertainment. It's just a violent form of entertainment, but it's entertainment. And I don't know if there's anyone in world boxing that's potentially more entertaining as a character who's prepared to stick it all out on the line and say things that get people's attention. I don't think anyone does that better than Tyson, and so we got to hope that he gets back to where he should be and we get that fight, because I think that will break all records.
Well, exciting times ahead for the whole of boxing. Like you said, it's proper on the up. But
it's nice to see that IFL have upped their game as well.
Yes, remember that. Cheers, Cook. See you that. But listen, Adam, thanks for coming to IFL TV, and I'll catch up with you soon.